Attack of the traditional card. What is up, guys? MCold40 here. So, I don't know if this was a big shocker to everybody, and I know a few people have already put out a video discussing this, being like, Konami's supporting official, traditional tournaments, but what's going on here? As somebody who was actually covering traditional tournaments, what was it, last year? Before Master Rule 4, when my locals was supporting them every once in a while, I was looking at the meta, discussing it a little bit. But this intrigues Robbie. A couple reasons for this. I have absolutely no problem with traditional. I think it's a very interesting format. And like I said, as a competitive player, it's literally unexplored territory. If you go and look at the tournament results for traditional format and the exploration of the format, ain't nobody, and I repeat, ain't nobody been in that format play testing or honestly know what's going on. And you also have to forget the standard traditional that many people know and love, Exchange, FTK, other degenerate decks like that. You forget these cards have erratas now. So what the fuck's going on? Well, first off, on top of things, I've got to say this. So, traditional format was a broken place before Master Rule 4, and that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think traditional's not such a bad place anymore. You have to remember, a lot of the combo aggressive decks that existed in that format had to do with spamming very large boss monsters. And the thing that Master Rule 4 kind of fixed was some of these spammy things. It's almost like they've been fixing traditional format for years. Oh, Robbie, you're a fucking asshole. You're just trying to say that because you want to sell your traditional cards. No, actually, not at all. I've been adapting a few mentalities towards traditional format. I've been discussing, honestly, a few things in this format. Low-key, like, we'll start with Delinquent Duo. So, Delinquent Duo recently got its reprint, and Delinquent Duo is a very good card. Oh, absolutely. One of the best cards to exist in the game, but how good is I should be like Simo, I should make a video. How good is Delinquent Duo? And I can tell you for 10 minutes that the card is excellent going first. The card sucks asshole going second. Yeah, in its capacity. Because, the reason I say that, your opponent typically should be comboing off with their first turn hand. And if your opponent doesn't combo first turn and you Delinquent Duo them, well, congratulations. You're better than they are. But just because every broken card that we've ever had, Tribe Injecting Virus, goes to 1 doesn't inherently mean that it's going to be all the better. It's very interesting. And like I said, the hand disruption cards, they're absolutely broken. They deserve to be banned in their own right because of what they do going first. Delinquent Duo takes 2 cards out of your hand for your opponent's life, or for 1,000 life points, putting your card at literally, literally when they draw for turn, 4 resources. That's absurd, but on the second thing, if you're main decking Duo and you're going second and your opponent unloads their hand, well, fuck. So that's an interesting thing to take note of there. Number 2, as I said, we're going to talk about Master Rule 4 now. The large capitalization of OTKs had to do with very large synchro monsters and things like that. And that's long since changed, which means, since it's an unexplored format, players are going to have to regain that knowledge and rebuild new things. Especially if this takes off. I don't think we're going to see a YCS anytime soon in traditional format. That would be absolutely crazy. That'd be as bad as the time that we had Battle Pack as a top cut event. Oh, it was so bad back in the day. But side events and things like that, this could go somewhere. This would be exciting. I'm not going to say like alternate formats are bad, but Exploration's still there. Number 3, this brings life back to the secondary market. Oh, yes it does. I don't know how many of you guys remember the Pegasus Challenge back in the day that you had to play the deck in the same rarity. But it made things very interesting in the secondary market because people were trying to acquire all of these cards. Like if you're playing Ultra, you had to play Shouldn't Jump Prize cards. Commons, the entire deck had to be common. And you couldn't sub out rarities either. Like, it actually had to be the common version of the card. Like, no skimming off the top of the cake. But reviving and pushing possible cards and releasing more reprints would be a very excellent thing for the game. You know, getting the chance to dust off these banned cards, you know, and not have them be in a standard format is excellent. So many players will be happy for this opportunity. Number 4, traditional format isn't as bad anymore because of erratas. And this is the point of the video where I have to bring up Dark World. So, Exchange of the Spirits FTK is still, it's not that good. I don't even think it exists anymore. Your standard burn decks are still kind of there. I mean, you should be citing for those anyway. But a lot of the key degenerate bullshit that quote-unquote traditional format had going for it, it's kind of dead. Yep, just like your parents' libido. So, like I said, this is where I want to talk about Dark World. So, contrary to popular belief, you're like, oh my god, the traditional format? I can play Dark World. Card Destruction, Graceful Charity, and Pot of Greed are all at 3? Are all at 1? Sorry, I'm not Rare Hunter status. And then you're like, oh man, Confiscation and Liquidol? Why would I not play Dark World? Because you're not bad, but people are going to automatically gravitate towards Dark World because it's the go-to thing in, like, traditional. As soon as you think of traditional, you're like, oh, card of safe return, you know, haha, you know, Dark Worlds. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of like Exodia in some senses. It's the first thing people go to in their head when they're like, oh, I want to dick around with this and see if this is going to actually be fun. And, you know, I don't disagree with you. Experimenting is something, but on one hand, it's like it's kind of a failed opportunity. And you know, for the most part, you know, you can play Stratos over there too. No, don't forget, heroes are viable, but you know, in addition to Stratos coming back, every other broken ban card gets to come back off the list too. You know, don't forget your homie Chaos Emperor Dragon. I don't remember if Chaos Emperor Dragon's got his errata in the TCG or not. I don't fucking know if he does. I think he might have been one of the cards where they silently updated him, and we just kind of never noticed. You know, Konami kind of like to do that. And then, you know, I'm pretty sure Granswell will be back off of the list, so he won't even be an issue for this scenario testing. But you know, there's a lot of things to be said about traditional format. You know, the fan favorites, I think that's what really gets me. It's like, oh my god, like, sure, all these broken cards get the chance to come back, but at the end of the day, you know, they're just that. They're former power cards, and especially since traditional has been kind of a sleeping baby for a little while, you know, people have to rediscover this. And Master Rule 4 kind of fucked the format. It's, hey, like, I knew Master Rule 4 was going to change things, and I still wish we were kind of doing traditional night at locals, but no one wanted to do it. So you have to ask yourself, man, like, sure, Pendulum Magician at full power was fun, but it's still like, oh, but my opponent had card destruction and discarded 5 Dark World monsters, and they went second. I was just like, well, fuck do I do? Also, Gadget Stun's really fun because, you know, Ultimate Offering and Royal Oppression are at 1, but that's none of my business. Royal Oppression's a good fucking card. Oh my god, Royal Oppression's a good card. Holy shit, I miss Royal Oppression. I miss Royal Oppression so much. But what do you guys think about traditional format? I think it's just more or less the excitement to dust off old cards. I don't know if this is going to be a serious thing or not, but I'm looking forward to the exploration of the format. You know, seeing what people cook up, seeing where it evolves, what crazy shit has to come out of it. Because, you know, I love discovery, and discovery is what makes this game interesting some days. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but discover. Alright guys, I'll leave you with that fortune cookie. Alright, I'm out.